Hi guys, it's Sky from What's So Funny. Tonight is a very special night because we are drinking like an actual adult tonight. This is homemade German wine from a friend of mine, so woo! And yes, I'm old enough to drink. Fuck y'all. Okay, so funny fact about why I make a weird face even though I actually like wine. So, I have religious trauma. No joke. So, you know how when you get like communion and you get like the wafers and then you get wine? Well, at the church I used to go to, it was an option where you could get the real wine or you could get apple juice. But my brain could not think fast enough to where you either get the apple juice or the wine, but I didn't want to stand up there forever and pick one or the other. By the way, I'm also colorblind, so it was like either like this color, they both looked similar to me, but it was this color, like, I guess it was the apple juice, which was like a yellowish color or a reddish color. The problem was their apple juice and their red wine looked very similar to me, so I would grab whichever I could grab first without thinking of it. Problem was 9 out of 10 times I was grabbing the wine thinking nothing of it, thinking it was the apple juice. So I would turn around, take the communion, eat it, and then grab the wine thinking it was apple juice, and I would make literally because I want it to look like an adult, like I could do communion, and I would make that same face each and every fucking time. The bad part is, now that I'm an adult, and if I like wine, I have the religious trauma of drinking wine, so I actually like this wine a lot. My problem is I remember drinking wine as a quote-unquote child in communion, and I make that face. So it is so funny when I enjoy wine and I make that face. But for me now, trying to get into comedy, I try to find, humor in everything I do. With that being said, I also find comedy in the fact that, and I never thought I was going to openly admit this shit online. Never thought I was going to openly admit this shit to the world. But I am. My guilty pleasure is the fact that, communion wafers, they're just literally, water and, like, wheat. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to me as a child to where I actually like the taste of that shit. And again, it's literally water and wheat. That's all the fuck they are. For some reason, my little noodle brain likes them. Like, literally, I'll go on Amazon and buy, like, a pack of those. And the one year I went to Georgia and I bought, like, 3 packs of those shit, like, as a road snack. And they were gone, like an hour. Who the fuck does that? Like, what human being on this fucking motherfucking earth does that as, like, a snack? Now, again, I actually had to look up if it was sacrilegious because, like, I felt bad. But then I looked, as long as it's not blessed from, like, a priest or whatever, you're fine. Because there's no, like, churchy words behind it. But, like, otherwise it's just a fucking wafer. I'm just, like, I even felt bad doing it. At first, I'm like, okay, as long as it's not, like, behind, like, a church or whatever, you're great. But I'm, like, I also feel like I'm fucking crack addict eating them. Because, like, once they're gone, I kind of need more. And I'm not going to lie. I can go through a whole box in one day. I can get 1,000 of those bitches, and they will be gone in less than 24 hours. Less than 5 hours if you're lucky. I can go through a whole American Dad episode. So that's 30 minutes, and they're gone within those 30 minutes. That's how bad I am. If those fucking wafers were a fucking drug, I would need communion wafer fucking rehab. That's how bad it is. And again, they're fucking water and wheat. That's it. So imagine if I was gluten-free, I couldn't eat those bitches, we would have a fucking problem. I would be shitting myself and dying like unbelievably bad. And I would still probably fucking eat them. I'm not gonna lie. Because again, I had my fiance try them. I had my roommate try them. Like, why the fuck do you eat these? They have no taste. I'm like, they're amazing. And like, what the fuck's in them? Water and wheat? Do you not have taste buds? I'm pretty sure I do. I mean, I like steak, fish, eggs, fried chicken, fried rice, all that good stuff. Then why the fuck are you obsessed with these? And it's not even a little obsession again. There was a phase where, like, okay, it's settled down a little bit where I can go months or so without eating them. But there was a phase where it was like every time I had a little extra money, it was buying like 4 or 5 boxes of those bitches. And 5 of those boxes were gone within like 4 days. I bought 4 of those boxes and they were gone in like 3 days. 3 days. Again, each box contained 1,000 of them. It was so bad. You're going to see a very interesting side of Sky. That is kind of why this is going to be slow speed with this. Because you're all going to see another side of me, which is called, this is why Asians don't drink. Because Asians can't date alcohol. Asians can't break down alcohol. Yeah, it's a bad thing. So this is also why Asians don't drink typically. This is why I don't drink typically. And if I do drink, you won't see me drinking in public typically. It's usually at home, and let alone on camera. But you know, Saturdays are kind of for the crazy day, and Mondays are usually the bullshit around with Sky. But you know, today I was actually supposed to do the podcast the other day. Honestly, I fell asleep. I'm not even trying to bullshit with you. I fell asleep. I was so fucking tired from the week that I fell asleep. And just, yeah. So, tonight, we're going to do the full 20. And, yeah. We have the open mic coming up. We have the August 16th coming up, which is the big event that I've been telling everybody about on Facebook. I posted about here a couple of times, but that is for mental health awareness. A bunch of comics are going to be there. If you're in the Ohio area... I say Ohio area because people from all over are probably going to be coming there. It's in my YouTube somewhere. It's on the 16th of August. You can see it's $10 skin. There's food. There's like 20-something comedians. There's live music. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be 50-50 raffled. It's going to be insane. I'm going to be one of the comedians. Again, I have like 5 minutes. I am going to be writing some new material. Because I will probably be making fun of myself more than anything, just because of my mental health. I use my mental health as kind of a way to cope. And some of the jokes I will probably be saying is more or less about my PTSD, about my bipolar, about my anxiety, which I did in the beginning of my first open mic. It was about how I'm in a polyamorous relationship with my anxiety. But I probably won't use that one. I'll probably go more PTSD and how, what that's like living with and how my partner deals with it. Because I'm not going to lie, my partner has to deal with me on a daily basis. Ever before we had a roommate, it was just me and my lovely partner. And believe me, my partner had to deal with the ups and downs of being with a bipolar person. Let's just say my partner had to deal with the fact that living with a bipolar person is like living with Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Horror. Because it was either... I love you, babe. Go fuck off! That's literally what it's like living with me some days. And now that we have a roommate, we can't do that often because it's either one of 3 people come out. I love you, babe. You're great, babe. No, sorry. It's I love you, babe. Fuck off, babe. I'm gonna destroy our roommate! So, or it's the 4th one now. It's our roommate's great. So, yeah, we now have 4 new personalities. It's like, whoops. So, bipolar's a great thing. It's also not a great thing because bipolar, I know I don't have 4 personalities, but bipolar is great because your mood could be in like 4 different areas. Or you could be the 5th mood, which is Hey Hey the chicken from Moana, who's just like doink, 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 doink. And most of this that's just what I feel like is I'm Hey Hey the fucking chicken from Moana who's just trying to get through life and falling off the boat and just trying to survive. So... but I'm always smiling and laughing, so that's why it just doesn't look like I'm struggling some days, but I am. And you know what? Comedy brings out the best of me, and that's how I try to cope, is doing comedy, and I love it. But I'm trying to get more on stage. I know, like I said, the open mic, and then there's another show in the middle of August, which I have to post about. I already have it in my calendar, just forgot to post about it, and then something in September I know I'm doing. And then all my friends have stuff going on as well that I have to post about and I forgot to do. I'm also on Facebook if you guys are interested. The people following me here. I'm trying to get more and more stuff out on YouTube because, quite frankly, I'm trying to get this page really, really active. So the more people who find this page, there's stuff to really interact with. Because the more people I flood on this page, I know there's like 5 people who follow me on here. It's a start, but I want there to be content on here so you guys have time to look at stuff. So I gotta be able to keep it, running, and, so it's nice. But I think the one thing I am also coping with as well, and I finally am going to admit it, was the death of Ozzy. I know he's not a comedian, but he was the artist, the heavy metal artist, and yeah, that one took me for a little bit, just because I didn't always listen to Ozzy, but definitely he is my brother listened to Ozzy, so that was a little bit of my childhood where we would be in his Pontiac and listening to Ozzy. So that, yeah, and then Ozzy, and I'm not gonna say, and this is so funny because this actually goes into comedy, but when Hulk Hogan died, I didn't really watch wrestling, but I watched American Dad, which I've talked about, and I love Seth MacFarlane. And he was in an episode of American Dad where Stan wants to join a country club, and Roger's some rich guy, and he doesn't know it's Roger. And Roger does a golfing tournament, or trying to beat Stan in golf or something. If he wins, he can be a member, and if not, he can never be a member again, or something like that. And Hulk Hogan convinces Stan to leave or something like that, and it's actually Hulk Hogan's voice, and it's kind of like a died down version of Hulk Hogan. It's not really him, but it's him voicing himself, making fun of him, and it's really funny. And I never thought it'd be that funny though. And so that's what I remember Hulk Hogan from. And so everybody remembers him as a wrestler and all this other stuff. That's what I remember him from. And so, but once that one hit, then everybody was just kind of losing their minds, and we were kind of going like, we lose like Dolly Parton or Reba, people are going to rage. So yeah, we were dealing with that for a while. So yeah, but I think then it made me think of like all the comedians that we've lost, like Robin Williams, Bob Saget, and I'm like, oh God, we can't lose people. We were actually joking, me and my friend were like, I think somebody upstairs is trying to get an army together, because you're taking all the people from like the generations of like the good generations, and like I wouldn't necessarily know because I wasn't around yet for that one, but I'm like, yeah, you kind of are trying to start an army here, man. Let's not say we did, but this today we're gonna be talking about another one of good comedians. We've not really addressed this. Well, we've addressed this one, but we haven't really gone into depth about him and why I like him. We haven't talked about Hank Azaria.